Hello there, very good evening and welcome to the news tonight. Glad you could join us this Saturday evening. I'm Tracy Shilshi and here are the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lays the foundation stone of Greenfield Airport in Rajkot and a 4-lane cable bridge between Okha and Bet Dwarka, addresses public rally in Surendranagar district. International Court of Justice starts process to hear India's plea against the death sentence of Kulbhushan Jadhav, asks Pakistan to submit written response by the 13th of December. National award-winning director Kundan Shah passes away in Mumbai. Best known for his dark satire Jaane Bhi Do Yaro, Kundan Shah directed many critically acclaimed productions. And thousands attend pro-unity rallies in Spanish capital Madrid. Nation awaits a speech by Catalan President Carles Puigdemont on Tuesday amid speculation that he will declare independence. Our top story, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday arrived in his poll-bound home state of Gujarat for a 2-day visit. And during the visit, he launched various schemes and laid foundation stone for the projects, including the bridge between Okha and Bet Dwarka. He also laid the foundation stone for the Rajkot International Airport.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday laid the foundation stone of a 4-lane cable bridge between Okha and Bet Dwarka in Gujarat. Calling it a link between the old and new Dwarka, Modi said the bridge will benefit people of Bet Dwarka and devotees. Located about a couple of kilometers away from Bet Dwarka, the temple is frequented by thousands of pilgrims. The 4-lane 27.20 meter wide bridge will have 2.50 meter wide footpaths on each side. Before the inauguration, PM also offered prayers at Dwarkadhish temple.
एक ऐसी व्यवस्था जो बेट से जुड़े हुए समुद्री तट के बीच को एक बहुत बड़े टूरिज्म के क्षेत्र के रूप में विकसित करने की संभावनाओं को बल दे और अगर एक बार यात्री आए तो ठाकुर जी के चरणों में सर झुका करके भाग जाए तो उससे द्वारका की इकोनॉमी को ज्यादा लाभ नहीं होता। लेकिन अगर वो रात को रुकता है, 2 दिन रुकता है, तो 1000-2000 रुपया खर्च करता है, तो द्वारका के आर्थिक व्यवस्था में गरीब से गरीब को रोजगार मिलता है।
Modi also praised Finance Minister Arun Jaitley for announcing relaxation in the goods and services tax mechanism, saying it had brought Diwali 15 days early for Gujarati traders.
आप सब दिवाली की तैयारियों में लगे हुए हैं और गुजरात में दिवाली का पर्व बड़ा विशेष होता है, व्यापारियों और विशेष होता है। और मैंने आज देश भर के अखबार देखे, उसमें हेडलाइन है कि दिवाली 15 दिन पहले आ गई। चारों तरफ एक दिवाली का माहौल बन गया जब कल हमने जीएसटी के लिए अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय किए।
The Prime Minister also laid the foundation of a 2,500 crore rupees greenfield airport in Rajkot and addressed a public rally at Chotila in Surendranagar district. He further said the government is modernizing the marine security apparatus.
शिक्षा का ये बहुत बड़ा धाम बनेगा, क्योंकि जब पानी होता है तो व्यवस्थाएं विकसित करने की सरकार की हिम्मत और बढ़ जाती है। और ये एयरपोर्ट बन रहा है, उसका नतीजा भी यही है कि सुरेंद्रनगर जिला और राजकोट जिला ये एक दूसरे से आने वाले दिनों में स्पर्धा करने वाले हैं। थान आगे निकल जाए कि मोरबी आगे निकल जाए।
On Sunday, Prime Minister Modi will visit his birthplace Vadnagar in Mehsana district. He will inaugurate a medical college and a hospital there. Modi is on a 2-day visit to his home state. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
In other news, the International Court of Justice has started the process to hear India's plea against the death sentence of Indian national Kulbhushan Jadhav by Pakistan. It asked Pakistan to submit its written response by the 13th of December in order to start further proceedings. A PTI report said that Attorney General Ashtar Asif Ali presided over a meeting of law experts to discuss the arguments in the ICJ. He told Dawn newspaper that Pakistan will defend its position that Jadhav is a serving Indian spy. He said that he will hold weekly meetings to review and to finalize Islamabad's point of view and convert it into an appropriate rejoinder to India's allegations. Kulbhushan Jadhav's death sentence was confirmed by Pakistan's Army Chief General Qamar Bajwa on the 10th of April. After India approached the ICJ, a 10-member bench on the 18th of May restrained Pakistan from executing Jadhav till adjudication of the case. Home Minister Rajnath Singh on Saturday said that police in the 21st century cannot be a brute force but needs to be a civilized unit. He asked police personnel to be patient in dealing with challenging situations like riots and protests. The Home Minister also urged the police forces, both under the centre and the states, to use psychological methods to control the crowd. He also asked security personnel to keep an effective check on incidents in which attempts are made to break the country on the lines of casteism, religion or regionalism. The Home Minister made these remarks while addressing the personnel of the Rapid Action Force at their base in Meerut on the 25th anniversary.
इस कार्यक्रम में आपके इस भव्य परेड को देखने के बाद और मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि निरंतर आप अपनी योग्यता और दक्षता भी बढ़ाने के लिए प्रयत्न करते रहेंगे और देशवासियों की अपेक्षाओं की कसौटी पर पूरी तरह से आप खरे उतरेंगे। यह भरोसा और विश्वास आपके प्रति व्यक्त करते हुए और इस सिल्वर जुबली के अवसर पर पुनः आप सबको हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं देता हूं।
Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman meanwhile made an aerial survey at the Doklam Nathula area on the Sino-Indian border on Saturday. Sikkim government officials said that she also made a survey of the new Pakyong airport in East Sikkim and neighbouring areas during her day-long visit to Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim. Sitharaman also met with Sikkim Governor Srinivas Patil and Chief Minister Pawan Chamling at Raj Bhavan. In the meeting, several issues related to defence in border areas with China were discussed. Her visit comes a day after the government said that the status quo at the site has not changed since the disengagement on the 28th of August. Meanwhile, China has defended the presence of its troops in Doklam area. The statement comes over a month after its standoff with India ended. Beijing claimed that its soldiers are patrolling the region to exercise sovereignty according to the historical boundary. The Chinese Foreign Ministry also added that the Doklam area has always belonged to it and has been under the effective jurisdiction of it. However, the Ministry of External Affairs has confirmed that there were no new developments at the face-off site in the Doklam region. It also dismissed a report claiming that China had shifted its unused road construction material to the north and the east of the region. The 73-day Doklam standoff, which began on the 16th of June over PLA's plans to build a road in the area claimed by Bhutan, ended on the 28th of August following mutual agreement between India and China.
We have seen press reports on Doklam. There are no new developments at the face-off site and its vicinity since the 20th August disengagement. The status quo prevails in this area. Any suggestion to the contrary is incorrect.
Vice President Venkaiah Naidu met students of Delhi Public School Raigad today. During the interaction, students asked the Vice President about the structure of Indian railways, agriculture and reservation. They also asked him about GST and its functioning. Replying to the students, the Vice President urged them to work hard and lead a disciplined life. The delegation of 22 students who came from Chhattisgarh also presented the Vice President with his portrait.
Study hard. Basic thing is education.
Yes.
Then second is have discipline in life. Be disciplined, that will be useful for you in the entire life. Third, hard work. Work hard, then you will excel in life. Fourth, have some aim, greater aim. I want to become something.
Well, the Vice President also presented the Rashtra Siva Awards organized by the Krishna Foundation at a ceremony at Constitution Club in New Delhi. The Vice President gave the awards to people who made exemplary contribution to the nation in the field of social service. Addressing the event, the Vice President said that 70 years after independence, India is still grappling with many social evils like poverty, corruption, illiteracy, terrorism, gender discrimination, religious fundamentalism, among others. He said that while the government is doing its best to overcome the challenges on various fronts, efforts of NGOs and voluntary organizations will go a long way in supplementing the measures. Noting that the youth are the strength of the country, the Vice President said that it is the nation's responsibility to give them the right guidance.
Each one of us should guide the younger generation in such a way so that they all get involved in this task of building a strong, stable, prosperous India, which can be a model to others.
Kickstarting the Congress Party's election campaign in Himachal Pradesh, Party Vice President Rahul Gandhi addressed a rally in Mandi today. Criticizing the Modi government for the implementation of GST, he said that it has resulted in joblessness for lakhs of people. The Congress's show of strength in the state comes just a few days after Prime Minister Modi's visit to the state. The rally was held in the backdrop of an intense battle of one-upmanship between Chief Minister Veerbhadra Singh and State Unit President Sukhvinder Sukhu, both of whom shared the stage today after months of public acrimony.
नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने एक दिन में जीएसटी लागू कर दी, 5 लेवल की जीएसटी लागू की, 28% की जीएसटी लागू की और हिंदुस्तान की इकोनॉमी पे जबरदस्त चोट मारी। हिमाचल प्रदेश में कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार ने तकरीबन 70,000 लोगों को सरकारी रोजगार दिया है। गुजरात की सरकार ने पिछले 5 सालों में 10,000 लोगों को सरकारी रोजगार दिया है।
And the Delhi Pradesh Congress Committee on Saturday passed a resolution requesting Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi to take over as party president. It is the first committee to pass such a resolution. The nomination for the post of party president is likely to start from the 10th of October, provided there is more than one candidate in the fray. The results are expected to be announced by the 25th of October. The current party president is Sonia Gandhi.
आज 2 प्रस्ताव हम लोगों ने पास किए हैं। पहला प्रस्ताव ये है कि हमारे दिल्ली प्रदेश कांग्रेस कमेटी के जो डेलीगेट्स हैं, जो इलेक्ट हुए हैं अभी, वो सबके सब ऑल इंडिया कांग्रेस कमेटी के प्रेसिडेंट और वाइस प्रेसिडेंट को अधिकृत करते हैं कि वो दिल्ली के कांग्रेस प्रेसिडेंट को चुने। दूसरा, हम लोगों ने प्रस्ताव पास किया है कि श्री राहुल गांधी जी से अनुरोध हमने किया है कि वो ऑल इंडिया कांग्रेस कमेटी के अध्यक्ष पद का पदभार ग्रहण करें। तो ये 2 प्रस्ताव सर्वसम्मति से हम लोगों ने आज यहाँ पर पास किया है।
And here's a quick roundup of more national news updates in Nationwide. A major fire that broke out on an oil tanker on Butcher Island off the east coast of Mumbai continued to rage today, more than 20 hours after it was triggered, apparently by a lightning strike. The firefighters are trying to control the flames from spreading onto the nearby tankers. Officials reported that no casualties had been reported and all technicians have been evacuated from the area. Sidelined AIDMK leader V.K. Sasikala, who is out of jail on a 5-day parole, visited her husband M. Natarajan, who is recovering at a Chennai hospital after undergoing a liver and kidney transplant. Sasikala was with Natarajan for about 2 hours in the hospital. Former Lok Sabha Speaker Baliram Bhagat was remembered in Parliament on his 95th birth anniversary today. MPs paid floral tributes to the former Speaker's portrait in the Central Hall of Parliament. Senior BJP leader L.K. Advani, Secretary General of Rajya Sabha Desh Deepak Verma and senior officials of Lok Sabha were also present on the occasion.
लोक सभा का सदस्य होना एक बड़ा गौरव की बात समझी जाती थी और काफ़ी मेहनत करनी पड़ती।
With a quick break here, up next we'll get you the top international stories.
In India, you could get dengue several times because there are 4 viruses of dengue, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This 3-in-1 test actually picks up your dengue fever from day 1 of fever. But even if you ever had dengue fever in your life, like you are perfectly healthy now, if I take a sample from out, I can tell you if you ever encountered dengue. This test now has become a world leader. It has a global presence. It goes to other countries.
Watch Eureka with Dr. Naveen Khanna, Senior Scientist, ICGEB, only on Rajya Sabha television.
Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, affectionately known as Madiba, was South Africa's first democratically elected president, an international peacemaker and statesman, and a Nobel Peace Prize winner. Through a long career as an activist, Mandela was a crusader for equal rights for South Africa's black majority. Having undergone frequent imprisonment, in 1964, Mandela was sentenced to life in jail, charged with sabotage, treason, and violent conspiracy. He narrowly escaped the gallows. He was released in 1990, having initiated talks with South African President de Klerk towards ending apartheid in the country. Mandela was awarded the Nobel Prize for Peace in 1993 for his efforts. In April 1994, the Mandela-led African National Congress won South Africa's first elections by universal suffrage. And Mandela was sworn in as president of the country's first multi-ethnic government. He retired from the presidency in 1999 and from public life in 2004. Nelson Mandela died on December 5, 2013 from a recurring lung infection.
The story we thought we knew. The story of magnificence. The story of bloody battles. Of those who ruled and those who left their footprints. The story charting the course of our past. Talking History on Rajya Sabha TV.
Welcome back. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj on Saturday announced that India will grant medical visas to 2 Pakistani nationals. The patients include a man needing a liver transplant and a 3-year-old girl who needs an open heart surgery. Heeding the request by Uzair Humayun, a Lahore-based man, Swaraj said in a tweet that medical visa will be given to his daughter for the open heart surgery in India. The External Affairs Minister also responded positively to Noorma Habib, whose father needs a medical visa for an urgent liver transplant. In other news which took many by surprise, National Award-winning director Kundan Shah, best known for his dark satire Jaane Bhi Do Yaro, passed away at his residence in Mumbai early today. The 69-year-old director died of a heart attack. His sudden demise has shocked the film industry. Kundan Shah had studied direction at the Film and Television Institute of India in Pune and made his directorial debut with Jaane Bhi Do Yaro in 1983. It won him accolades and a national award as well. Kundan Shah then directed Kabhi Haan Kabhi Na that released in 1993, also receiving critical acclaim. He also directed some popular television shows including Nukkar and Wagle Ki Duniya. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has condoled the death of the noted filmmaker. In a tweet, he said that Shah will be remembered for his wonderful use of humour and satire to showcase the struggles of common people. Heading to international news, Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina today accused neighbouring Myanmar of provoking a war amid the Rohingya refugee crisis. Hasina, however, said that her government avoided the conflict by exercising restraint. She also added that her government will continue to support nearly 1 million Rohingya Muslims who have fled the Buddhist majority country to escape violence. Around 5,15,000 Rohingya Muslims have arrived in Bangladesh over the last 5 weeks after militant attacks on police checkposts in the Buddhist majority country sparked violent reprisals. Meanwhile, the crisis in Spain is set to escalate. The Catalan secessionists have been working towards a unilateral declaration of independence from Spain that could be adopted by next week. Regional President Carles Puigdemont will address the Catalan Parliament on Tuesday, where he is expected to make the declaration in defiance of the Spanish court order and increase economic pressure from Madrid.
Catalan President Carles Puigdemont meeting mediators amid the independence crisis. The commission, comprising of the Barcelona Bar Association, business leaders and representatives from unions and universities, offered dialogue between the Spanish and Catalan governments in order to reach a solution. Carles Puigdemont plans to address the Catalan Parliament on Tuesday. Security fences were put up outside the Catalan Parliament building, leading to speculation that the regional president may declare independence unilaterally based on the referendum.
Hoy en la Junta de Portavoces, celebrada poco después de las 3:30, se ha convocado un pleno para declarar la independencia este martes a las 18 horas, bajo la cobertura de una comparecencia normal solicitada por el señor Puigdemont.
To avoid an escalation of the crisis, the Spanish government apologized for the first time over the violence during the referendum. Hundreds of people were injured as the national police, trying to enforce a Spanish court ban on the vote, attempted to seize ballot boxes and disperse voters.
Con toda claridad, cumplían un mandato, no iba dirigido para evitar una votación ilegal, iba dirigido a retirar las urnas. Si hubo incidentes, si los hubo y hay personas que resultaron perjudicadas, evidentemente todos lo sentimos.
The Spanish government, however, blamed the Catalan government for holding an illegal vote.
Desde el Gobierno hacemos un llamamiento a que el señor Puigdemont vuelva a la legalidad y dentro de esa legalidad, como hemos dicho siempre, dentro de ese respeto a la legalidad, podemos hablar y podemos dialogar.
Multiple pro-unity rallies were also held on Saturday across Spain, in which thousands protested against the proposed Catalonian independence. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Brunei's absolute ruler marked 50 years in power with elaborate celebrations that included a glittering procession through the capital on a gilded chariot. 71-year-old Sultan is now the world's second longest reigning monarch. He ascended the throne in the Borneo nation in 1967. The Sultan entered the capital, Bandar Seri Begawan, with his wife, Queen Saliha, and their children on a carriage pulled by 50 members of the royal household. The 5-kilometer procession was greeted by more than 80,000 well-wishers. After the procession, a royal state banquet was held to mark the Sultan's Golden Jubilee. More than 2,000 invited guests included members of the royal houses from various countries and a number of leaders from Southeast Asian nations also present. Cambodian Prime Minister Samdech Techo Hun Sen, the Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte, Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong and Indonesian President Joko Widodo were among those, along with Myanmar State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi and Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak, who attended the banquet.
Eagerly awaiting the arrival of His Majesty.
On that grand note, we end the news tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.